Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. In the last episode, we made our way up into this region, the Ridgeland region, and acquired the Ridgeland Tower. We also completed a couple of shrines and unlocked a new stable. There's actually a stable right here, but apparently I didn't get close enough to it for it to show up on the map because I just booked it straight to the shrine. So that's what we did last episode, and in today's episode we are going to be continuing our way up into the Hebra and Tebatha regions. Okay, so I have made my way around this area, across the ravine here, and I am now at the Snowfield stable. There is a tower over here which we will go to, and another Zonai Labyrinth up there. And, okay, I am looking at that tower. So after completing this shrine, we will make our way up towards the Zonai Labyrinth and complete the shrine that lies within there as well. Oh, I think I remember this. I mean, that gets us up here. I think, yeah, we need those metal blocks up here too. So I think what you're supposed to do is have the ball get pushed around, and then you stand on this platform as the ball gets pushed around. You can probably stasis some of these fans as well. That's probably what you're supposed to do, but you can just stasis the ball itself, and you can completely ignore the fans in their entirety. So I'm actually gonna make my way down here and move all of these metal blocks up to this section so I can actually cross this area. Okay, an ancient core. Not too important. Although that does remind me that we still need to upgrade stasis at Pora's using 3 ancient cores. So I do have to remember to do that at some point. Maybe at the end of this episode. As I'm making my way over to this northern area, and there actually is a shrine right over there, so we'll go to that first, then we'll make our way eastwards towards the Labyrinth. But as I'm making my way over here, A, I'm avoiding the Lionel, B, as you can see, this is such a massive wide open field that a lot of snow foxes, boars, and deer spawn in this area, and you can easily, especially if you're on a horse, just jump off, bullet time them, headshot them, and then they're dead immediately, like this. And this is a really good way to actually grab meat, be that prime meat, gourmet meat, or just regular meat. I've mostly gotten prime and gourmet, which is amazing because those can be quite rare, but if you just come here and then one-shot all of these animals, you can collect it super easily just going back and forth through this area, because they spawn in as you get close. So you can just do that over and over and over again, and you have like an infinite amount of meat. Shift and lock. Okay, we want to move this up. And I think we can lock it, not with stasis, but up here with these platforms, it seems. Or, well, I will at least do that for the time being so that I can grab the chest. Okay, we needed to do that for the small key. And that's the whole shrine, actually. Wow. I didn't realize that. I thought there was more. But, no, that's it. Okay. So there's a Lionel here as well. I did not know that. I'm gonna leave. Yeah, see you, buddy. Please don't shoot arrows at me. Yeah, he left me alone, that's good. Ah, stall enemies here. Bye. Oh, you hit me. Yay. I don't think any of them have bows, so just ignore you. You who have reached this point, proceed onward through the maze, and you will receive a blessing as a reward. First, I have to heal myself. I don't know why it's called Trial on the Cliff. I'm not really on a cliff. But I believe this one isn't too complicated to complete either. This is the second hardest, and then the third one would be the hardest in terms of how complicated it is. This one doesn't have guardians in it, but it does have malice blocking the way over there. This would probably be a little bit easier with the map, which I haven't acquired yet. Don't exactly remember how to get over to the left side, but you do need to somehow. There we go, that's him taken care of. And since it's a silver enemy, we will get a gem from that, which is greatly appreciated. There's a lot of weak shields like this. Oh. Okay, good, that takes him out. We have a fire rod here. Oh no, a meteor rod. Ooh, even better. Okay, so we're in the back section here. Oh, that's actually a pretty good bow. 36? Oh, an Edge of Duality. Okay, there's a lot of great weapons in here. You can find some really good weapons inside of these labyrinths. So the enemies in here are pretty good, and the chests and weapons just sitting around are also very good. So, you know, you can always teleport to these shrines once you've completed them, and just come and defeat the enemies and grab the weapons and stuff. Okay, now I'm in basically the leftmost portion of the labyrinth. Finding this area over here. Got some silver rubies, that's good. Can see here that there's a torch, so I believe this is close to the way we need to go for the shrine. Yeah, okay, there is some malice here. I was hearing this. I think it's blocking that pathway there. We should be able to go somewhere over here. No? There should be a turnaround somewhere here. It leads us back to sort of the beginning area. Oh, this is an Octorok. A treasure Octorok. I believe, yeah, it gives you some rupees, which is very nice. Are we close to the beginning? We should be close to the beginning. Let me see. Not quite. We want to be around here, or here. Okay, wow, I just barely made it up here. But now we are on the top of the labyrinth. That makes it very much easier to see where we were going. And the labyrinth music is no longer playing, of course, since we're technically not inside of it. But we have this area over here. So yeah, it did connect. I guess I just missed it. Yeah, there is an eye that we can destroy here. And that gets rid of all of that. And, oh, there's a chest here, so let's grab this chest. $300 rubies, that's great actually, wow. Okay, so we should be able to enter through, I think, this area over here. I don't exactly remember which area we are supposed to enter into. I might have passed it. Like, maybe you didn't even need to defeat the malice eyes that were over there. But I didn't quite make it to those guys over there. I think those are like chews or something. Oh, a diamond. Okay. Well, that definitely makes coming up here very much worth it. I think we need to be... Okay, yeah, in this section down there. Oh. Looks like you have to climb up one of those walls. Yeah, over here. There's a ladder. Like, where does this lead to? Around here. Over to there, okay. Doesn't look familiar. I think that... If I come out around here, no? So I climbed up around here, so I think you have to go around here, and then I turned right, you probably turned left instead. Yeah, okay, so I found this torch, but I didn't realize you could go down over this way. So this is the way you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go up here, and then you wrap back around the way you came, but in a different corridor. And then that will eventually lead you over to where those shoes are. And you can even just climb up here. But yeah, that'll lead you straight into the shrine. If you're not looking up, you're not really going to notice that. But the ladder is here, so... I might as well grab all of these guys. And, oh, there's a middle box there. There's nothing back here. You can just move that out of the way. Oh, a knight shield. Okay, that's good. I am running low on shields. Well, not anymore. I am slowly getting more shields. So, the more the merrier, because I need them desperately. Now, we finally made our way to the shrine. Took quite a bit longer than the previous labyrinth, as I basically predicted it would. So, in that case, maybe the third labyrinth that we end up doing will actually be a little bit easier than this one. The first time I did it, it was really hard, and then the second time I did it, I actually found it to be a little bit easier, so it sort of depends. You know, if you get turned around at the wrong spot, then you basically have to retrace your steps and see if you actually missed one of the branching pathways. Since you're so closed in around the walls, it can be hard to see. But, you know, like, getting a bird's eye view certainly makes it a lot easier. Okay, this is a Lionel defeated! A silver Lionel. I just managed to take it down. Didn't take very long either. It took about maybe 6-8 minutes. But when he dropped shock arrows, nice. So, I didn't take any damage from him. He didn't hit me a single time, which is great. And, come on, get the bow. There we go. And he didn't heal at all. So, you can take out Lionels if you're very careful with how you go about doing it. And my Edge of Duality put in work. It didn't even break the whole time I was fighting him. I started out with the Great Flame Blade, but I switched to the Edge of Duality because it was doing more damage. I do have to have cold resistance up so that I'm not taking passive damage and have this on. I didn't want to have the Warm Doublet on because then I couldn't see his health, and it's 7 less armor points, so it's just not worth it. But yeah, that's our first Lionel defeated, which is amazing, actually. We got some pretty good gear from that, and we will need to defeat Lionels for their parts as well, so I'm really happy that I managed to do that. It did take some time, so I'm not going to go fight the other one I'm not going to fight Lionels all the time with my... well, I mean, I have pretty good gear at this point, but I can still have better gear as we progress through the game, of course. So that's it for this episode in terms of Lionel fighting. We will, however, head towards the tower and activate that. And now that we have 4 Spirit Orbs, we can go and draw the Master Sword if we wish to as well, which we will definitely do. And then we might as well go talk to Purr and upgrade our stasis. I did end up using a lot of arrows on the Lionel. I actually got quite a few headshots and then was able to mount him, which was how I was doing all my damage. You know, once you get in the rhythm of doing that and you become accustomed to it, it's really not that hard. You know, as long as you don't get hit too much, or you can tank hits if you do get hit. You know, later in the game you have good armor, you have good health, you have fairies, you have Mipha's Grace. You can just tank hits. So, enemies like Lionels, you know, don't be afraid to take them out, because you can definitely accomplish that if you just, you know, have a plan. We have a few ice spikes here at the bottom of the Hebra Tower. Can I climb around them? I might have to melt them in order to get up to the tower, but I might be able to find a way up the side of them. It doesn't look like it, though. Yeah, okay, I'll have to melt them. And there we go, that should be enough. You don't have to melt them fully. I don't think there's anything inside of them. But yeah, now we can climb our way up the tower. It's nice how there's little obstructions like that for each tower. Gives them a little bit uniqueness, but it's not too difficult to actually make your way up them. You don't have to do like a quest, or you don't have to come back later, you know, if you're missing resources or something. We get this absolutely beautiful shot of the scenery, of course. And we get to see a little bit of Divine Beast Va Meadow in the background. The red is very noticeable. The Malice Calamity Cannon red corrupting the Divine Beast against the very blue backdrop of the Hebra region. Let's see, this time it's lined up properly. Very nice. Okay, so there should be another shrine here. There's definitely, I think, one around here. And there's one over here somewhere, and then there's one like here. But we don't really need to worry about shrines anymore. You know, we'll do them as we come across them. But now we do have enough Spirit Orbs in order to be able to get our last heart container and pull the Master Sword. Hello, Purr. I have returned quite late, but I have returned with enough ancient materials for stasis. Here we go. This power-up stasis rune can now time stop evil creatures. Right, so now you can use stasis on enemies. I forgot about that function. I believe that it might last a little bit longer on objects, and of course the cooldown is shortened by a little bit. But I did forget that you can use it on enemies. That's actually so useful. Yep. Perhaps you've already went and powered them all up. Yes, I did. Here we go. That's actually a side quest completed, but we have now upgraded everything. All of our runes are officially upgraded. Okay, let me just check how many gems I have. 15, 16, 12, okay. Whoa, wait a minute. 12 diamonds? That's crazy. I actually have a lot of diamonds. I'm surprised. I guess in my regular playthrough, my casual playthrough when the game first came out, I ended up selling a few diamonds as I got them. So maybe that's what made it a little bit difficult. And also, here in Master Mode, it's a lot easier to get gems because there's a lot more tougher enemies and there's chests around, so the loot is a little bit better, but the enemies are a little bit tougher. Bit of a trade-off. I think it's well worth it, though. Yeah, I need to put my flame breaker gear back on here. And plug in my Pro Controller as well. Oh, wait. Oh, nope, I'm on fire. Never mind. I am on fire. It's weird that this armor set works where for this lower section you only need one piece and for the upper section you only need two. Same for the cold regions, you only ever need two, so it's like, you know, your head could be freezing, or your body could be freezing, or your legs could be freezing. But it's actually not. Like, only my head is protected here, so shouldn't the rest of me be on fire? But it isn't. There we go, we sell them to her. If you still have 10 of those sapphires, I'll buy them. I don't have any sapphires. Okay, now what does she want? I believe... I don't remember what did I sell her. Okay, I just sold her topaz. Will she now want rubies? No, 10 topaz. Huh. I think for the initial quest, we did topaz or rubies. But now she only accepts topaz, it seems. I guess that's fine. If I have more topaz, I'll remember to sell them to her. As for my other gems, I guess I'll make sure I have 10 of them just in case she'll accept them at a later date, because giving me more money for the gems is very good. Gems is the 100% the best way to make money. That and rare monster drops. So, and gems are a lot easier to get than rare monster drops. So now that we have 7,000 rubies, if we ever need, because I do have a full inventory of weapons and whatnot. But, you know, maybe after we clear the next Divine Beast, I'll head over to the Ancient Tech Lab and grab some weapons from there. The weapons, bows, shields, they're like some of the best to have in the game. So I definitely want to add those to my arsenal. Then of course we can finish upgrading our house, but that's like chump change at this point. I think the Master Sword automatically takes up a brand new slot in your inventory and none of your existing slots, if I'm not mistaken, so let's just test that out and see if that's the case. If not, I guess I can drop a weapon that I have. But I should have enough hearts to pull it out now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Perfect amount of hearts, and now we have obtained the Master Sword.
Your master will come for you. Until then, you shall rest safely here. Although the slumber of restoration will most certainly deprive him of his memories, please trust me when I say that I know he will arrive before you yet again.
If I may be so bold, what is it that you are planning to do next, Princess?
The Master Sword. I heard it speak to me. It seems that my role is unfinished. There is still something I must do.
I sense there is great strength in your dedication.
Great Dekutri, I ask of you, when he returns, can you please relay this message? Tell him
Now then, words intended for him would sound much better in the tones of your voice, don't you think?
Yes.
What you just saw happened where you stand 100 years ago. After you were separated from the sword, the princess thought to bring it here, where she knew that it would be safe under my watch. She continues to fight, trapped deep within the confines of Hyrule Castle. Her heart cascades with faith that you will return. She has a smile like the sun. I would do much to feel its warmth upon me once again.
And there we go, we have obtained the Master Sword, the legendary sword that seals the darkness. Its blade gleams with a sacred luster that can oppose the calamity. Only a hero chosen by the sword itself may wield it. The blade has a name. It is the Master Sword. When used against Calamity Ganon, or those tainted by his malice, aka corrupted guardians, blight Ganons, all that stuff, it will become suffused with holy light. At such times, the true power of the sword will manifest. But be warned, do not rely too much on its power. If you wield it without need, its power will be exhausted and no longer be of use to you. Should this happen, you must wait for the sword to recover. It would be rash to rely on this sword alone to defeat Ganon. I suggest you free the divine beasts before facing him. Yeah, so of course the Master Sword has durability as well, and once it gets worn out, it will have a recharge timer similar to the champion's abilities. I'm assuming this cutscene is for the trial of the sword. Yes, it is. Okay. It's weird that this didn't appear in Korok Forest. It appeared when I teleported away. I think these triggers have, like, a timer on them. Or, like, you know, because I didn't exit the Korok Forest, it wouldn't activate as soon as I'm done with that cutscene. I would have to, like, enter a different area in order for it to activate, which is what I did by teleporting. So we can do the Trial of the Sword. And what the Trial of the Sword does is it upgrades the Master Sword. So right now, as you can see, the Master Sword, it does 30 damage. And when it's near Malice-infected enemies, like Guardian Stalkers and stuff, it'll actually do 60 damage instead of 30, so it gets doubled in power. When you do the Trial of the Sword, which is DLC, the first wave of DLC, you complete 3 separate trials, and then that makes the Master Sword's base damage go from 30 to 40, then to 50, then to 60. So it makes it the same as it is if you're fighting like Guardians and whatnot. So it just makes it so that it's always powered up 100% of the time. Of course, we're definitely going to do the Trial of the Sword, probably in the next episode. But for right now, I do want to quickly make my way over to Hyrule Castle. And the reason for that is that we can obtain the Hylian Shield. The Hylian Shield, I don't remember what it's called specifically. Oh. I mean, Korok puzzle, why not, right? We can see from that viewpoint that there is a shrine in this cave over here. There's actually 2 shrines in front of Hyrule Castle on this left side, and we can easily obtain these without interfering with any guardians. There's also a stone talus over here somewhere, so we won't fight that right now, but we will eventually fight that. Should I make my way into Hyrule Castle? It's actually not as close as I thought it would be. Oh, this wasn't loaded in. Interesting. So, in that cutscene for the Korok Seed, this wasn't loaded in, so we could just see the shrine, but it is actually blocked off. I was thinking it was weird it wasn't blocked off, because I thought it was, but it is. So the reason I kind of don't want to enter Hyrule Castle is because when I thought of grabbing the Hylian Shield, I did forget that when you enter Hyrule Castle, a cutscene will play, you know, and I kind of want to save that for the end of the game when we enter Hyrule Castle properly, so I guess we'll obtain the Hylian Shield at the end of the game instead. Sorry if I got anyone's hopes up, but... And it does seem like it would take quite a bit of time for me to get in there. And this episode is already long enough. And I'm almost out of time for recording, so... Yeah, entering into Hyrule Castle and then fighting the enemies in order to obtain the shield would just take a little bit too long, it seems. Okay, so this was a minor test of strength. I think because you are intended to go over here to Kakariko Village, but then the game also, I mean, the king says it would be foolish to go straight to Hyrule Castle. This area is swarming with Guardian Stalkers, but if you make your way over to this area, then you can make your way up here and grab the central Hyrule Tower, and it's not too infested with Guardians. There's a lot of decayed Guardians, so they have only 500 instead of 1500 health. They don't have legs, so they're not running after you. That makes it a lot easier to go over this way if you wanted to, but the right portion of Hyrule Field is basically a no-go zone, unless you want to die, because you cannot fight like 6 Guardian Stalkers at the same time. Even at this point in the game, I can't do that. So, now that we have obtained the Master Sword, in the next episode, we will actually be doing the Trial of the Sword. Hopefully, we will complete the entire Trial of the Sword in the same episode, but we will see, because it is quite a bit more difficult on Master Mode with enemies healing and whatnot, and when you're doing the trial, you have limited resources, so it might take 2 episodes, but we will be doing the Trial of the Sword next, powering up the Master Sword, and then making our way towards the next Divine Beast. But with the Master Sword obtained... Okay, dude, you're gonna interrupt me with a cutscene? Seriously? Yes, a voice is beckoning me to come. You shall tell me about the trial. It has not realized its true splendor. You shall test your courage. All of your weapons and armor will be sealed away. You must face your enemies without the tools you've come to rely on. Once you've tempered your soul and proven your wisdom and courage by completing the Trial of the Sword, the Master Sword shall truly be yours. So basically, we're strengthening our spirit, kind of like the spirit trials in Skyward Sword. But these are Shikah based, but they probably do use like the Spirit Realm or the Sacred Realm or something, you know, in terms of lore implications. So, in the next episode, we will be placing the Master Sword inside of its pedestal. But for today's episode, that is going to do it. So, thank you guys for watching today's episode of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. And I will see you guys in the next one.